Welcome back, you guys. This guy wanted to make a appearance today. Say hi, Oreo. It's fall crafting time, so let's go get started. And we're going to be creating some rustic DIYs today. He's super excited to go too. Can you tell? So for this project, we're going to create a book page pumpkin, and for the first step, we're going to take a piece of paper and we're going to trace out our design. So it just kind of looks like this like two-humped shape. We're then going to fold that in half, and this is going to give us our pumpkin shape when we start cutting out the book. So I'm just going to kind of trim it down a little bit to make sure that it's even on both sides since I drew this freehand, and then I'm going to lay it against the spine of the book. So originally when I started to draw the pattern, I hadn't put it quite up against the spine, but you want it to be up against the spine. So I start using an X-Acto knife to cut this out, and I'm just going along my trace lines. Later on, I decide to go ahead and use a pair of scissors. So if you don't have an X-Acto knife, don't worry, a pair of scissors will work just fine. So you're just going to go along the edges of your pattern that you cut out, and then you're just going to remove the pages, each one as you go along. Then you're going to open the page that you cut and then put your pattern in there again and keep cutting. So you're just going to keep opening and keep cutting until you get to the very end of your book. I picked my book up at Dollar Tree, but you can get books at garage sales, thrift stores, anywhere for pretty cheap. Then I took some of this burnt orange acrylic paint and a paintbrush, and I'm just holding it very tightly together to just do the outer edges of the pumpkin. I kind of wish my book was a little bit thicker because, as you can see later, it takes me a really long time to kind of fluff out my pages. I feel like a thicker book probably would have worked a little bit better in this. So if you're going to recreate this project, I highly recommend like a pretty thick book. So once I have that all painted, I'm going to put some Aleene's tacky glue from Dollar Tree into the spine along with a pencil. And this is how we're going to have the pumpkin stand up. So I took some clips that I also got from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to clip that together to give the glue a little bit of time to dry. Then I'm going to remove my pencil and keep my clips there just to continue to give it the shape. Then I need to fluff out each one of my pages from where we painted because we don't want them to be stuck together. And then this is going to give it a fun kind of painted look, but without them being on every page. Then I picked up these leather leaves at the Dollar Tree, and this stem also came from the Dollar Tree. I got it a couple years ago. Let me know if you guys see them out this year because I'm almost out, and these are like one of my favorite things to decorate fall with. But then you're just going to kind of fluff out your pages after you add your embellishments to the top, and then here it is, styled in some decor.
Can't turn the tide, let the water go where it wants to go.
For this project, we're going to make a wooden flower pumpkin, and I got this box at Michael's over by like the checkout area where it was 99 cents, kind of where they have their like dollar spot area. And then I took some brown paint mixed with water, and I'm just going to paint that onto the entire box to look like a stain. Then I picked up these wooden flowers at Dollar Tree. This took about 3 packages, I think, to complete this inside. But all I'm going to do is glue these flowers into the inside of the box. You can do any pattern that you want. I just went around like making sure they fit and there wasn't any extra spaces. This does take a little bit of hot glue because you need to press down firmly. These are really firm wooden flowers. Once we have that completed, we're going to create a stem up at the top, and again, I'm using one of my Dollar Tree little stem pieces. I'm just going to hot glue that up there at the top, and then we're going to add some raffia as a bow just to give it a little bit more oomph. And then here it is, styled in some decor.
You can run and hide, you can bury yourself beneath the stones. Somebody told me don't pretend, 'cause everyone could use a friend sometimes. Take some good advice.
guys know what time it is. It's time to hit the like button. Don't forget, so YouTube knows, to send my video to more people so they can be inspired just like you. Let's get back to the DIYs. For this project, we're going to be making some wooden block pumpkins, and these are just using some scrap wood that I had on hand, but I'm just going to take some burnt umber paint again, and I'm going to do kind of like dry brushing, but I'm not using a dry brushing brush. So I'm just kind of painting it on, but I'm not using like full coverage here or anything. It's just basically one coat over each side of the wooden block. Once I get that completed, I'm taking these Dollar Tree leaves and I'm going to glue those to the top for our leaves at the top of our pumpkin. Once I get those glued on, and they have two different textures of leaves when you pick up that package. There's like a burlappy one and then just a regular like plastic one. I used a combination of both of those in a grouping of 3. Then I took another one of our little stems and I'm going to glue that up at the top to give it a stem. Then I took some raffia just to complete it with a raffia bow, and here it is, styled in some decor.
Somebody's waiting down the line to pick up the pieces. Hey, you'll be alright. I can feel the sun and how the wind makes way across the fields.
If you love farmhouse decor, shabby chic decor, and a little bit of mixture of both of those, which I like to refer to as shabby farmhouse, then hit that subscribe button, become a part of my YouTube family, and let's get crafting together. So for this project, we're going to create a wood round pumpkin, and this I picked up at Hobby Lobby last year on clearance in their Christmas area. It's just a giant slab. You could really do a lot with this, but I've been seeing a lot of these like on Pinterest, and so all I'm going to do is take some more of my burnt umber paint it in the middle, leaving a little bit of an edge, along with another one of my stems, and I'm just going to glue that up at the top. Once I have that completed, I made a quick shabby bow. I'm going to glue that here to the end or bottom of our stem, and here it is, styled in some decor.
Let me be a part of something real. Someone said it's better when you hold on to a helping hand. Sometimes we could all use a friend.
For this project, we're going to create a rustic vase, and there's 2 options that you can go with here. These sticks came from Hobby Lobby in the Christmas area. You could glue these sticks all around the little votive vase, and that would be absolutely adorable. I'm going to go a little bit of a different route here. I picked up this other wooden, it's kind of like a garland, but it's for crafting. I also got it at Hobby Lobby in the Christmas section. I'm hoping they have it again this year because I have used it a lot for fall decor. But all I'm going to do is glue one side and then glue the other side around the vase. I'm going to go ahead and add this little votive that I got from the Dollar Tree. It's hard to see like lit up with the lights on here, but you can add that and it gives a very nice little glow when it's a little bit darker. But here it is, styled in some decor.
Up the pieces, hey, you'll be alright. You'll be alright.
Wherever you are in your journey is a perfect place to start, and I will see you in my next video. Now go get crafting. Bye, friends.